Upon reading the brief, we knew that we had to create an ebook for Binky Bear. The book must follow the same style as the website and the previous books, as well as being interactive and easy to use for the children. Our target audience is primarily children. The ebook is designed to help them to learn to read, as well as giving them interactive qualities. This allows them to entertain themselves on long car journeys and other boring stuff. When it came to looking at other children's ebooks, we noticed there weren't many good ones. Liz showed us the Nosy Crow reading apps. Obviously, we wouldn't be able to make an ebook as interactive as an app, but it gave us something to draw inspiration from, especially when it came to simple learning features. After spending a lot of time researching different ways of creating ebooks, we settled on using Illustrator, as it was something we were all familiar with. After receiving the InDesign files that the book came in and resizing them to an iPad format, we learnt that the book looked a little bit odd. The book itself had square pages, so left 2 white borders to fill. I thought it would be a nice idea to have a small animation of Binky walking along the bottom of the border to not only fill the space, but to make the book seem more fun. I also wanted Binky to point towards the next button to prompt the children to click on it. After presenting this idea to Liz, she loved it and thought it would work wonderfully in the book. To create the animation, I took a series of images of Binky, however decided to only use one image, using After Effects to bring it to life. Before this, I had to take Binky into Photoshop, where I took him apart limb by limb. This meant I had a lot of filling in to do, however I don't believe this is noticeable. I saved him as a Photoshop file so I could further manipulate him in After Effects. At first I wanted to use the puppet tool, but quickly learnt that this was not the best tool to use for this particular animation. After re-watching the Binky Bear animation that's on the website, I noticed that Binky doesn't bend his knees. This allowed me to create a much simpler animation in a fraction of the time. Looking back at the animation, Binky does ice skate a little bit, but I believe I did the best of my abilities, considering I am not an After Effects user and certainly not a great animator. To fill the white border at the top, we decided to give it an interactive quality. For example, on the first page of the book, you can drag Binky towards the picnic basket. We decided to use this feature as it would give the children something more to do other than flicking through pages. Plus, Liz loved the idea. At the beginning of the book, you're given the option to write your own name in. We thought we would digitalise this and allow the user to type their own name in, adding a more personal quality. And also makes it more of a fun experience for the children. When creating the book buttons, I thought it would be a nice idea to mimic the freehand circles and trail patterns used on the website. I also wanted to include an arrow within the circle to make it clear what the buttons were used for. I decided to use a wooden arrow style like you might find in the woods to make it tie in with the theme of adventure. I used greens found in the brand guidelines. I like green and then a darker green to signify that the button had been interacted with. Here we have a very quick demo of the ebook. It explains how the book works very simply. To begin, all you have to do is click on the first arrow. Next, you'll see the page where you can type in your name to personalise the book. After this, you click on the next button and you see the opening credits. Binky walks towards the next button and prompts you to click on it. After a few clicks, you get to the first reading page. Binky walks slow or fast depending on how many words are on the page. You can also see our interactive factor where you drag Binky to the picnic basket. The rest of the book is pretty much the same, with interactive factors throughout.